Blessed be our new founding fathers.
Chilling photos that were submitted to him by a viewer. It goes without saying, but what was captured in one of these images has left many viewers disturbed. The person who submitted the photos states that the reason they took them was because they felt like they were being watched. They were lying in bed when all of a sudden they get the strangest feeling. For some reason, they can't help but feel that someone is outside their room, standing in the doorway and looking at them. No one else was inside the house except them. Feeling very spooked, they slowly take out their phone and begin to take various photos of the passageway outside the room. What they captured has left them shook. These are their photos. In the distance, there appears to be a face peeking at the person inside the room. It wasn't until zooming in on the photo that the person who took it saw the mysterious figure. Although pretty creepy, they're somewhat glad that they caught this, as it reassures them that they're not losing their mind and that there is in fact something very strange going on inside their house. Now, it's worth mentioning that the person who submitted these photos states that he played with the Ouija board prior to this incident and believes it's the reason why strange things are happening. But what do you think? Did this person actually capture something paranormal? Or was something else captured? On May 20th of 2023, a couple of nurses enter a section of a hospital that many doctors and nurses are afraid to enter alone. The section of this hospital is known as the Old ER, and it's a floor that's been abandoned for quite some time. Many patients have passed away on this floor, and some of those patients were children. Nurses claim that the floor of this hospital is haunted. One night, a group of nurses working the night shift decide to visit the floor just for fun. However, little did they know that something pretty terrifying would occur while being there. The following footage is their video. Watch.
You guys, haunted ER?
What about it?
We're gonna go.
No.
Haunted ER, haunted ER. I'm really good too. Oh my god, my head is huge.
Stop.
Chloe, so I
Just
can't
close
even.
to the camera.
Huh?
It's just close to the camera.
Yeah, you're right. We got a chance for the haunted ER.
Oh god.
Feels like
I'm not excited about this. I didn't even get to finish eating my sandwich.
it feels like we're getting on a. You nervous? Why are you nervous?
Because it's haunted.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
You see anything?
Anybody in there?
What?
Oh. Oh, it's a doll. Whoa. Yeah, it's just a little doll. They want his training.
Oh, it's a train doll. Yeah.
Put it here.
Still weird though.
It's weird. Yeah, look at her.
That's so weird. Oh, it's freaky. Go, let's go. Upstairs. It's way upstairs. Yeah, that's upstairs. Sorry, I thought you were. I felt you were like, it's just freaky. You guys wave in the camera or in the reflection.
They like see me? God, I feel like I'm gonna see.
Oh, that's the same room.
Oh. God, stop. Oh.
What?
Look at me. Oh. The lights are on.
That's weird.
Go in.
Oh.
Go in.
I don't wanna go in. No, I'm not going.
Go in. How long do you think? Go in. Figure out why the lights are on. I don't like
Who
that.
cares
I
why the
don't like
lights are
that.
on?
Just go. Do
They
it.
look like evil eyes. You guys need to come in with me.
Yeah, of
Come on,
course we're
let me
gonna go in with you.
Thanks. Ooh, this feels weird. Was that you?
Yeah.
This room feels weird. Ooh. Oh! 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 The curtain moved!
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. It moved.
No,
It
it
moved. It
didn't.
moved. Yes, it did.
Why would a
It did.
curtain move?
How did you not see that? Oh, okay. Oh!
As one of the nurses walks further into the room, a hospital curtain suddenly moves on its own. The nurse, terrified beyond belief, bolts out of the room at full speed, feeling completely unsettled. But then, within seconds of this happening, a cane mysteriously falls on its own. Now the following clip, which was captured by another nurse, shows the same exact incident, but from a different point of view. Take a look.
What?
What? The curtain moved.
No, it didn't.
It did.
Shut up. No, it
moved.
didn't.
It moved. Yes, it did.
Why would a
It
curtain
did.
move?
How did you not see that? Oh, okay.
The nurses in this video believe that this may have been the ghost of a child who recently passed away in that same room. But, as with most occurrences on this floor, they also think that it could have been another spirit. Whether ghost or not, the nurses in this footage were left terrified by this mysterious encounter.
So apparently there's a thing called the Dybbuk box, which is one of the most haunted items in the world, apparently. And he wanted to, so we took the glass case off of the Dybbuk box, which is in his museum in Vegas. And he thought it was a sick-ass idea to put the ashes of a lady who died while she was possessed on top.
Whoa.
And then my plane almost crashed. I was in a car accident. My house got robbed, and I had bite marks on my arm.
This is the story of the real-life Annabelle doll. So all the way back in 1970, a mother decided to give her daughter a Raggedy Ann doll for her 28th birthday. Now her daughter, who was named Donna, was thrilled to get the doll, and after her birthday, she took it back to her apartment. Now when she first brought the doll back, everything was fine. But before too long, some strange things started to happen with this new Annabelle doll that the woman had brought home. Both Donna and her roommate Angie started to notice that some strange things were going on with this new Annabelle doll. Donna would often leave Annabelle in her living room and then leave for work. And then once she returned home, she would find Annabelle in her bedroom with the door shut. Then Donna and her roommate Angie both started to notice notes left around their apartment. These notes said, "Help me," and were apparently written on parchment paper, which was very strange because neither of the women kept parchment paper in their home. In another incident, Angie and her boyfriend Lou were alone in the apartment when they heard rustling in Angie's room as if someone had broken in. Now both Angie and her boyfriend went to check and see what was going on and making the noise, and they found nothing other than Annabelle lying face down on the ground. Lou also claims that Annabelle apparently attacked him in his sleep one time, as one day he woke up from a nap and found claw marks running across his chest that disappeared 2 days later without a trace. Following this incident, both Angie and Donna decided to invite a medium over to their apartment. And the medium told them the Raggedy Ann doll had been inhabited by a spirit of a girl named Annabelle Higgins. Apparently, Annabelle Higgins had passed away on the site where the women's apartment was built. Now, this medium claimed that the spirit of Annabelle simply wanted to be loved and cared for, but love could not be further from what this spirit actually wanted. After hearing this, both Donna and Angie felt bad for the spirit and wanted to make it feel loved and cared for. So they decided to keep Annabelle and allowed the spirit to take up permanent residence within the doll. Eventually though, they wanted to have the doll exorcised, and they called on a priest to remove the spirit from the doll. Now this priest is responsible for contacting both Ed and Lorraine Warren, who decided to visit the girl's apartment and see Annabelle for themselves. Now Ed and Lorraine felt that Annabelle was not simply a spirit that wanted to be loved, but rather a demonic force in search of a human host. According to their beliefs, spirits do not possess inanimate objects. Spirits only possess people. And as far as they were concerned, Annabelle was looking for a human host. Now when the Warrens got involved, they quickly ordered an exorcism of the apartment, and they decided to take Annabelle to their museum, where she still resides today. But even though Annabelle was taken from her first home and put behind glass, her reign of terror was just starting to begin. You see, in the car ride on the way to the museum, Ed and Lorraine decided to put Annabelle into the back seat. And they claimed that doing this was a big mistake, because while Annabelle was in their back seat, they claimed that their brakes either failed or stalled several times, which almost resulted in them crashing their car. Because of this, Ed decided to douse the doll in holy water, and as soon as he did that, the problem with the brakes completely disappeared. Now when Ed and Lorraine got home, they decided to put Annabelle in their study, and according to them, the doll levitated and moved around their house. Even after they decided to place Annabelle in a locked office and an outer building, they claimed that she would still turn up inside of their house. This is when they decided to have a special glass container made for Annabelle so that she would never be able to move again. But sadly, Annabelle was still not done with her reign of terror. You see, there was once a priest who decided to visit the Warrens, and this priest decided to not only pick up Annabelle, but he also mocked her. Now, Annabelle made 100% sure to get her revenge on this priest, as on his way home from visiting the Warrens, he totaled his new car and almost passed away from the accident. He also claimed to see Annabelle in his rearview mirror just before the accident. Years later, another visitor decided to tap on Annabelle's case and laughed at how silly people were to believe in her. After this, the man and his girlfriend decided to get on his motorcycle and drive home, but very tragically, the man lost control of his motorcycle and hit a tree. The man sadly did not make it, and his girlfriend barely survived the accident. The girlfriend says that at the time of the crash, they had both been laughing about the Annabelle doll. So if you don't get anything else from the real life story of Annabelle, please get this. If you ever go to the Warrens Museum and decide to visit Annabelle in person, please be very respectful. Because if you're not, the Annabelle doll might just be the very last thing that you ever see. Sorry for looking directly into your eyes without permission, Annabelle.
As you can see, this is Annabelle. This is a real Annabelle doll. I'm going to open the case up but I'm not going to touch her right now because I don't have any gloves or anything on. That's the real doll. I'm going to start out with the St. Michael the Archangel prayer. St. Michael the Archangel.
Welcome to the Warren's Occult Museum. We're here filming live when you get to witness the transportation of Annabelle from the old case to the new case. The most diabolical, most haunted, most evil item in the occult museum and around the world. I want to hand it over to Tony, and Tony will explain a little bit about Annabelle and how NESPR was founded.
Thanks, Dan. Welcome everybody on Facebook. We are here live at the Occult Museum, the Warren's Occult Museum, which was founded in 1952 by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And probably the most evil object in this museum is the Annabelle doll. And what we endeavor to do tonight is to move the doll from its secure case here at the museum into a portable secure case. Quickly. Right over here. So that's the new case.
This thing is very accurate, and I am a little bit nervous right now because it's reacting to this box. Right there, right there. It's like dead center in the box, and the thing that's really like creeping me out is when I move the box away, it stops detecting it, so I know it's not like any of my camera equipment or anything. Check this out. Stopped. And when I put the box closer, there it is again. So that means either there's some kind of electric current inside of here or some kind of technology that could be making this beep, or B, there is actually some kind of energy. Well, there's definitely an energy coming from this box. Oh, and you know what? Let me show you guys like underneath the table so you don't think there's like something stuck to the bottom of the table. That's why I got this thing on, so I can let you guys see what I see. So test 1 out of 2 so far gave me some kind of result. That doesn't mean that it's a demon in the box. Doesn't mean that there's a spirit in there. It could, but as of this moment right now, I'm just going to assume that there's something in the box that would be triggering the EMF. I'm very curious as to what is in the box now. I'm not 100% as to whether or not I'm going to open it. I'm going to try the next test out. More than likely, I'll probably open it because I really don't believe there's anything that's going to haunt me from inside this box. That's just me. But I do want to know what's making the EMF detector go off. So, all right, next up, we're going to try the good old spirit box for a moment here. Hopefully you guys can see on the overhead view what's going on. Just turn this guy on. Are you angry that you've been locked inside this box for so long? I heard something right there. If this is a spirit trying to communicate, do you want to hurt people? That was pretty clear. I heard some whispering. I'm definitely gonna have to analyze that in the post-editing and see what those whispers were saying. But I did ask it, if this is a spirit, do you have intentions of harming anyone? And I heard a pretty clear yes. Obviously, when I edit, I'll play it back a couple times to see if we could hear it a little bit more clear. Okay. So now the big question is, what is inside this box? You know, these radio frequencies, they're not really that accurate. It was pretty
This is African voodoo witchcraft, and that thing is called Zangbado, or the spirit of night. There's nobody inside of it. This is actually a spirit which is a guardian of the black magic community in Africa.
About Shayo Motse Africa. Udlufazi ngomuntu kanti ucushiwe amane waphenduka inkomo jampene manje seshaya ngeenyawo zenkomo hey kudla into zabantu bukunjani manje lapho nje bazomane bamhlaba sale sedliwe se-Afrika phela la.
Wow, I just seen this video that is pretty unfortunate. I don't know the situation behind it, but it's saying somebody cheated. I don't know how real it is, but let me tell you, cheating is not good. Be careful who you cheat with. Be careful who you mess with, because you never know who their partner is, what they have going on, and how it can affect you, how it could come back and bite you in the behind. Be careful. It's not worth it. Let's get it. Love positivity? Share this message. Yeah!
How legs?
This family possesses peculiar and terrifying facial features, having practiced close interbreeding for generations, resulting in their facial characteristics now resembling those of lizards. Many mistake them for hybrids of lizards and humans. However, what surprises everyone is that these individuals are not only spouses, parents, and children but also siblings. The charismatic and handsome elder brother, with his unique ability, successfully breeds a legion of lizards. Despite never taking any protective measures or considering safety risks, this family lives harmoniously and happily. The elder brother adheres to a principle of only being responsible for procreation, ignoring all other matters. Although the village is filled with his relatives, their similar appearances due to close interbreeding have led some to believe they are descendants of lizards or reincarnations of monsters. Despite various rumors and gossip in the village, this family has never quarreled due to their blood ties, maintaining peaceful relations without ever raising their voices, unmoved by the discussions among the villagers. The elder brother believes others envy and are jealous of him. He dresses handsomely every day, displaying his charm. In contrast to this strange family, the elder brother's daughter possesses a normal appearance, completely different from them. Their family has its unique way of communication and language, while the men in the village view the elder brother as a tireless workhorse, never tiring. The women, on the other hand, cater to his every need, treating him as the king and idol of the household, unconditionally obeying his will and worshiping him as their top priority. What are your thoughts on this elder brother?
When this video hit social media, it sent everybody going crazy. Half claimed that it was an alien human hybrid baby. Others said that it was fake. The truth of the matter is the following witness actually posted this video and then posted others claiming and showing that she had actually made this doll. And as realistic as it is, it's still a doll. Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
My whole life I wondered, what will my baby look like? But this is it. This is my baby.
Scientists have just made the first ever human pig.
Not quite. What he meant to say was that researchers at the Salk Institute have finally created 186 late-stage chimeric embryos that contain both human and pig DNA. But this is still great news, as humans and pigs share very similar gestation periods and evolutionary ancestors, meaning that any organs produced from these embryos can then be given to people on organ donor waitlists who are in desperate need of organs to save their lives. However, current research shows that human tissue grows rather slowly in pig embryos, so researchers still have a long way to go in order to find a way to insert the most amount of human cells into the pig embryos so that they won't be rejected by the people that receive organ donations. So, do pig-human hybrids exist? Well, not really, but their embryos do, and this is still great news for anybody who is on an organ donor waitlist and whose life may one day be saved by an organ that was grown in a pig.
We only made about 10, and so we're keeping them at the farm. Thanks for watching. I've been trying to make my own dinosaurs, and so I took DNA from my pet frog and pet snake and fertilized some eggs. After about 5 months, they all began to hatch. What is so peculiar about these creatures is that they look like snakes, but they have arms and legs. Here are some baby ones. They grow to about 5 to 6 feet in length, but they're not perfect yet, so I released them into the wild and decided to get back.
He is not buried in the cemetery, but decided to be buried in a cemetery across town. And this isn't actually a grave marker, but a mourning chair, somewhere for people to sit that come to visit their loved ones. But supposedly this particular chair is direct wired to hell, and that anyone that sits on the chair at midnight on Halloween will be grabbed by a corpse hand and dragged beneath the ground. A man named Adam Davis of the Missouri Folklore Society said stories of the chair are varied, but that one thing always remains consistent, that the person had to go at a particular time, either Halloween or New Year's Day. And they always had to sit at the chair either at sundown or at midnight. It never happens in the middle of the day. And that the consequences of sitting in the chair could be something terrible if the act is seen as disrespectful. Stories range from dying within 1 year to a string of bad luck, curses placed upon them, or the corpse hand dragging somebody down. But he also says that something good could happen because you're being bold, which is a really interesting variation. But the central theme of the chair is always that of either being praised or reprimanded for your bravery by the spirits of the chair. And apparently this legend became so popular among teenagers and young people that there is now a sign in the cemetery that tells visitors to keep off. No sitting on the chair, because of the high number of visitors that were testing it. So Missouri folks, have you been here? Have you sat in the chair? Would you be brave enough to sit in the chair? Honestly, I don't know if I would or not.
This one may indeed be the devil's chair. They say that if you leave a beer can by the morning, it will be unopened, but it will be empty. They call it the devil's chair because if you sit in it, they say he may speak to you. Some people have sat in it and have seen the devil. Apparently there is a tale regarding this chair, that a young man was dared to sit in the chair at midnight on All Hallows Eve. His friends watched him walk into the cemetery, and he was making his way through the headstones. Before he made his way to the devil's chair, he faded into the darkness of the night.
The Appalachian Mountains. If you even stay in those mountains, you would either hear knocks or whistles. And the whole thing is like, if you even knock or whistle back, like you'll allow that spirit to f with you. So there's one guy, and he already has 20 million views on his video. I'll show you it after. But he went to the Appalachian Mountains for work. And he's just videoing with his friends, and he sees something crazy. I'm not even gonna, I'll just show you the video and let's see if you see it.
Yeah.
But it's trending right now. Hold on. 6 days ago, watch.
Famille, j'espère que vous allez bien, moi ça par la grâce de Dieu. Je suis comme ça en train d'aller à l'école. Mais je pense que le professeur ne va pas venir aujourd'hui. Donc je retourne à la maison.
saw that face?
Yeah. Where I live in the Appalachian Mountains, we have the no you don't rules, and last night those rules saved my life. The rules are: if you hear something, no you don't. If you see something, no you don't. And if something calls your name, no it didn't, and leave quickly without running. Last night something was on my porch walking with soft but thudding footsteps. I closed my curtains as tight as I could and locked my bedroom door. The footsteps never went away. I was awake until almost 3 a.m. and I could still hear them. But never once did I look out my window or leave my room. I could tell the longer it went on, the angrier it got. It would move faster and more frequently, and I heard a distorted growl that sounded like a drill stripping a screw. I could have shrugged it off as a wild animal, but I knew better. And what happens next told me it was not just some animal. I was on a phone call with my friend to make it think I wasn't alone. But then the call kept dropping, and my friend told me that he kept hearing static through the phone. I then tried to call my next-door neighbor, who I am also friends with. She never picked up, but every time the phone rang I could hear the static my friend was talking about. I ended up falling asleep sometime around 3 a.m. When I woke up it was broad daylight, and the footsteps were gone. When talking to my neighbor on Discord, she told me she was outside around the same time and told me she saw something that looked like a weird wolf. So I know I wasn't imagining things last night.
This is the most disturbing photo in Appalachian Trail history. Just hours after this photo was taken, Geraldine Largay got lost off of the Appalachian Trail. Shortly thereafter, she sent a text to her husband George in some trouble, got off the trail to go to BR, now lost XOX. Cell coverage is not very good in the deep Maine wilderness, and that text message never went through. She decided to set up camp and wait for rescue. Geraldine Largay waited in this campsite for 26 days. She kept a journal during her time waiting. She wrote, "When you find my body, please call my husband George and my daughter Carrie. It will be the greatest kindness for them to know that I am dead and where you found me, no matter how many years from now." Hikers were only left to speculate about what happened to her and what caused her disappearance. That is, until October 14th, 2015. Geraldine Largay was found less than 2 miles away from the Appalachian Trail.
Joke in the Appalachian Mountains, if you hear your name, no you didn't. I have a theory. The Appalachian Mountains are known to be exceptionally creepy. So there's this interactive map on dinosaurpictures.org where you can enter your address and a time period to see what your area looked like during different stages of tectonic movement. Here's where I grew up, northern New Hampshire. Now when the continents were all crammed together about 200 million years ago, and this was Pangaea, the Appalachian Mountains are there. And even before Pangaea, at about 400 million years ago, it's still there. Now let's go as far back as we can, 750 million years ago, before multi-celled organisms even appear. Boom! My town is there. The rest of the planet, by the way, is water. There are various points in time where this is kind of underwater, but let's just say for funskis that the Appalachians, which is this area kind of, are so creepy because there legitimately are things in this land that just never left. It's just a fun theory, people in the Appalachians love to have them, but what if they've seen things?